Well, good evening and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news broadcasting live and available on demand. Available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's time to queer up the news. It's Monday, October 23rd, 2023. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight with Al Ferguson.
Hello, everyone. I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, FayWhat? And this evening, we bring you the news of and perspective representing the LGBTQ+ community from South Florida, America, and across our planet.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ+ evening news show. Whatever happens, unique in LGBTQ+ news, you're going to see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ+ community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our Black community, Latino, lesbians and queer women, trans, students and youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ+ media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
Our magazine is celebrating 38 years of the LGBTQ+ experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ+ and broader community.
Yes, and let's begin by welcoming our friend, anchor, Dr. Julio Capo, Jr. He's a board member of the Stonewall National Museum and Archives. We love those folks over there. And a history professor at Florida International University. He's also a published author with many books. And he also writes for the Washington Post. Good evening, Julio. And a great book it is.
Yeah. It is. Well, I mean, I think so. We're on a tangent. Thank you, mi amor. It's good to be here. It's good to be next to my favorite peoples. I meant my other friends.
The two of them.
My other friends. I'm kidding. No. Wow. All right, let's welcome.
Back to the book.
Okay.
Back to me.
Back to the book. Let's welcome Dale Stine, a celebrated photographer in the LGBTQ+ community. He is the director of music ministry at the famous Unity on the Bay and the moderator of Miami Gay List, South Florida's largest LGBTQ+ Facebook group, which can also be found on IG now as @QueerListOfficial. Welcome, Dale.
I am also very happy to be here amongst my favorite people, and I did not write a book.
But you know what? I've interviewed Dale Stine thoroughly, right? In front of a camera and behind the camera. And if anybody needs a book, it's you. All right? From Jazzercise to Suzanne Summers ain't got nothing on Dale, okay? Like, if you knew his past from Juilliard and leg warmers, I mean, like, you have to explore Dale Stine. You will find out some stuff.
I'll read that.
It could be, yeah, you're right. You're actually right, yeah.
I know. You did Grindr before Grindr was invented. Let's welcome Cameron Glass. Cameron is a South Florida actor and musician, as well as part of the permanent host cast of the most popular live LGBTQ+ talk show in the world, It's Happening Out. Welcome back, Cameron.
Hi. I tolerate you. And all of you, don't worry, equally.
Thank you.
Sitting with my tolerated friends, tolerating me.
When I first met you, Cameron, I thought you had a list of people that you were going to go bonkers and kill at home, right? And now I'm happy to know that I'm off that list. Thank you for taking me off that
I'm so glad you found it, because that was a fake one.
No. Damn it. Let's welcome anchor Gregg Shapiro, an inductee into the Chicago LGBT Hall of Fame. Gregg is the author of 9 books. Sorry, Julio.
Actually,
his entertainment coverage, including celebrity interviews, runs in a variety of print and online publications, and as of today has now inspired Julio Capo Jr. to write more books. Welcome, Gregg.
Yes, please do, Julio. Thank you, Faye. Please write more books. And we could do a reading together.
Oh, tell me.
You had a great reading yesterday.
It was amazing.
Okay, so you were at Books and Books.
Books and Books in Coral Gables. Those people are so amazing.
Oh my God.
And
how did you get down there? Train, plane?
It's a beautiful spot.
It's my favorite.
It's flawless.
Bookstore.
And
nice.
we had a shockingly good almost 30 people, about 30 people.
How
turned out.
beautiful. And kudos to
There's
Books and Books for doing events like this with
know.
queer writers. Like, how
It's
beautiful
just-
is that?
It's a great room. So yes, go there and buy books.
Yeah.
Buy my book.
By his
Yes.
Well, he's got 9, so you can buy.
You have a choice. You have choice.
You have a choice of books.
Unlike with Dr. Julio.
Just one, just one.
Depending on the mood you're in, right? He's gonna come out with a cookbook soon. Gregg Shapiro cooks. We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America, well, we're diverse. Our community across the world is vast, and here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Monday, October 23rd, 2023. Let's begin by queering up gay culture. GENVAS presents the Medellin Heartthrob in free concert November 4th. GENVAS, that is Generation Venetian Arts Society, is committed to nurturing the emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being of all people through purposeful, thought-provoking, and enlightening artistic experiences while simultaneously celebrating the multicultural and intergenerational diversity of the South Florida community. GENVAS Cafe Society Pride presents Yvonne the Medellin Heartthrob, featuring Yvonne, fusion piano, dancers, and a light show on Saturday, November 4th from 8 to 9:30 p.m. The venue, it will be Richardson House Park and Nature Preserve right there in Wilton Manors. Ivan Dario Arias blends classical, pop, electronic, and techno to create his unique brand of piano fusion. This exciting fusion program features new interpretations of Dream Ballet, Salsa Apasionada, Fantasy on Hungarian dances, Storm Sequence, Reverie on a tango, and a whole lot more. This concert is free to the public and features cash bars. You can also enjoy this concert with comfort and coziness as you are allowed to bring your own favorite food and beverages, blankets, and folding lawn chairs to the event. All you have to do is save your space by registering now on the GENVAS website. Yvonne the Medellin Heartthrob concert is generously underwritten by local nonprofits and business organizations. Lobby doors will open at 6:30 p.m. with cash bar or BYOB, and the concert beginning at 8 p.m. See you there. So Medellin and Mr. Yvonne the Heartthrob, right? I think in bed they call him Yvonne the Terrible, just to be like, ay, eres también terrible. Ay.
Humble him.
Yes.
But you know, you guys know that I'm from Colombia, and my parents are from Medellin. They're from Antioquia. So Yvonne is a very well-known, okay, and he is so gifted and talented. Now he's also easy on the eyes, which also helps, helps everything, right? Like I think I first saw him like on a YouTube, and I didn't have the volume up, right? So I was just like, I could just watch him like this. He's adorable. And then I put in volume. I was like, oh, and it was just like these piano sensations of like techno and electronic. But I mean, it gets into your soul and you feel it. And that's what Colombians do. They get into your soul and they make you feel it.
Ay, Dios mío. Get into it, girl.
Well, GENVAS is really, truly stepping up their games. They're getting with some great high-profile shows. In addition to Ivan, they're bringing in Nicholas King, who's like a cabaret belter, and Liz Calloway, the sister
we love her.
of Anne Hampton Calloway.
They're great. Yeah.
They're on their list of the upcoming GENVAS shows.
Oh, wait,
Their mission statement is like, wow. It's,
right?
It's so powerful.
But doesn't it really like hit you? Like, wow, I want to do this. I want to do this for other people. Do this for me. Like, wow, right? Go check out GENVAS because their schedule has to be incredible. They've also added these to their lineup.
Yeah.
You were saying,
Also, just seeing these I love being in these spaces, these outdoor spaces where we all get to just kind of be in community and share these things together. And it's a festival of lights, like everything. Lately, I'm just like, I want lights.
I want lights.
I want pretty things.
I want lights
this
in a
is
blanket.
Good space.
Right. Well, next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. FLoatarama celebrates the sights and lights of the holidays with December Cruise, a delightful evening of live music, an open bar, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and camaraderie, all while taking in the mesmerizing holiday lights on the water. This and more await you on Sights and Lights Evening Cruise by FLoatarama on December 28th. The 130-foot yacht Caprice from Sun Dream Yachts will provide the perfect setting with elegant accommodations on 3 spacious decks. It is surely something you would not want to miss. The fun will begin at 6:30 p.m. once you will board the cruise at Gallery 1 Hotel. During this elegant 3-hour event, you will cruise the Venice of America waterways in style, with amazing views of the waterfront mansions and their holiday lights. This is also an opportunity to mix and mingle with FLoatarama Founders Club members and supporters. Special pre-sale tickets are up for sale already at $150 per person. If you miss this opportunity, you'll have to purchase regular tickets at $200 per person from the 1st of November. If you wish to set the New Year mood right, you must be on this FLoatarama cruise. Proceeds of the cruise will benefit the FLoatarama LGBTQ Youth Fund, managed by the Our Fund Foundation and directed by FLoatarama. FLoatarama 2023 has recently raised $75,000 for the FLoatarama LGBTQ Youth Fund. Further details about the cruise, FLoatarama, and ticket purchase are available on FLoatarama.org. Well, this is another fabulous event, and a wonderful way to continue the feeling of the holidays in a beautiful setting.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on the boat on some yachts for this kind of touring thing, and the mansions are fabulous to look at. So I would really, I'm sure that for the holidays, they will be really all dolled up.
They always are, right? For the holidays,
Yeah.
it's perfect. And how fabulous this is. It's just fabulous. You get to be on a boat and look at all the houses you'll never afford. I mean, like, it's so much fun and beautiful, you know? And the folks over at FLoatarama, they know how to throw a party, man. They just really do. Scott Schramm, Rod, his whole entire crew over there, you know, and they do it with the vision to help other organizations at the tail end of it. And that's why I love FLoatarama and everything that they do. And I will be on this boat, all right? Because, I mean, what do you wear on a boat trip like this? Like a big hat or like...
You could dress like Mrs. Howell from Gilligan's Island.
Oh my God, I totally could, right? Oh my God, it's gonna be so much fun. And don't forget, get your tickets early because it's a boat ride, it's limited amount. FLoatarama is not gonna squish you with 585,000 people on a small boat. No. They're gonna do 200 and that's it, okay? So get your tickets quick because it's gonna sell out for sure.
Next, let's queer up the world view. Interactive online tool Queering the Map shows heartbreaking messages from Gaza. With increased violence, life is difficult in Gaza, of course. Hardly any safe refuge can be found amid the conflict between Israel and Hamas. But the LGBTQ plus Gazans, the specter of death from the Israel-Hamas war, only compounds what was already a struggle to live freely in a place where homosexual relations between men are outlawed and open queerness violates social and religious mores. Amid the dual threats of escalating violence and ongoing repression, a 6-year-old interactive site in Canada named Queering the Map has emerged to provide the world a rare glimpse of this perspective of members of Gaza's LGBTQ plus community. The site allows LGBTQ plus identifying users to make anonymous geotagged posts. One post written in Arabic and geotagged in central Gaza reads, and I quote, "The only thing that keeps me patient in Gaza is the sea and you," end quote. Another post shows a geotag of a place where the gay account holder kissed his crush for the first time. Many messages geotagged within Gaza express solidarity with the decades-long cause of Palestinian liberation. There are some heartbreaking messages too, talking about lost love, uncertain future, and looming death. This is hard. I struggled to read this. I'm not. This is just. It's such a difficult story on so many, and it's compounded by. This is a layer of a very difficult and violent story, and these personal stories are among the violence. Is just. I can't. I find it. I watch and I read the news because I need to know what is happening. I always do, right? But it troubles me on so many levels. The people who are caught in the crosshairs of what seems like an impossible situation, layer upon layer. I reach out to, that is, I want to send support for all the people who are enduring the violence and seeing the trauma on so many layers of this difficult story.
Yeah, because you know, it's this location has never been easy for people, and especially our people, and now, as you say, you layer this on top of it. It's just, it's more than the heart and mind can imagine, and yet these people are enduring it.
And still taking the chance to get on this app and do that, okay? Like where somebody can literally see where you are at. That is cojones, people. If you don't know what cojones is, ask your local Latino, okay? Like it's just like, it's heartbreaking, okay? And like Julio, you know, because of what we do and the advocacy that we all do, we want to know what's going on, right? But it's heartbreaking to see the videos where I have to turn it off and I can't watch it. And it doesn't mean it's not happening because it freaking is, you know? And then to put that other layer of being queer and having, in a place where that's not allowed,
You're in danger.
So, I mean, everybody talks a lot of awful things about social media, but social media has also done some good, okay? And can you imagine someone going through this? That, folks, you can't imagine going through this. We can't imagine going through this. But to feel like someone else understands what you're going through because they're putting something on there. Maybe they're 15 blocks away from you and you're like, wow, they're going through the same thing I am. You feel seen, you feel heard, and that can give somebody the strength to fight some more.
Yeah, right. Yeah, go ahead.
And then they post with that one slight glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
And that's just, out of all that darkness, out of all that sorrow, there's still that little heartfelt, there's something.
Yeah.
And love, showing love, right? Like
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it's unbelievable. I mean, there's hope. There's hope there.
Yeah.
Next, let's queer up health. Our fund announces nearly $550,000 in Lifelines for LGBTQ plus South Florida health-related nonprofits. The Our Fund Foundation promotes philanthropy, manages enduring investments, and conducts impactful grant-making to improve lives of the LGBTQ plus people in South Florida. This year, the Our Fund Foundation announced a total of $539,700 in grants through its 2023 LGBTQ plus Health and Wellness Fund in support of innovative LGBTQ plus specific programs and initiatives in Broward and Miami-Dade counties. Through the grants, our fund strives for health and wellness outcomes that allow LGBTQ plus people in South Florida to live full, healthy, and happy lives. The grants, ranging from $7,000 to $50,000, were distributed among 16 deserving South Florida nonprofits during a reception at Our Fund's headquarters in Wilton Manors.
These nonprofits include the Alliance for LGBTQ Youth, that offers LGBTQ plus youth free, comprehensive mental health and care coordination services.
Black LGBTQ Liberation, a health and wellness initiative centering BIPOC LGBTQ plus leaders and community members in panel discussions and workshops.
Chainless Change, peers optimistically working to end recidivism, POWER, which leverages the strengths and resilience of justice-involved individuals, pairing them with dedicated peer specialists.
Aqua Foundation for Women, a one-day conference by and for transgender and non-binary individuals focused on facilitating access to and education around issues impacting them.
The Humanity Project organization, which expands the nationally acclaimed anti-bullying program to support LGBTQ plus students in Florida public schools.
Jewish Community Services of South Florida, Lambda Living, which offers support services for LGBTQIA plus seniors in Miami-Dade County.
Lambda Miami-Dade, which works on offsetting the cost of providing and maintaining a safe place for 12-step recovery for the LGBTQ plus community.
Maven Leadership Collective, an anti-stress initiative for community leaders on the front lines of preserving democracy or operating in toxic organizational cultures.
Poverello, which offers general operating support for mission-aligned projects and social services tailored to assist LGBTQ plus individuals in need.
Pride Lines, which is an expansion of HIV and STI screening, follow-up counseling, referral, and linkage to care services provided by mobile health services.
PRISM, Content Creation Task Force, which creates data-informed, evidence-based, and culturally competent web, social media, and print content around sexual health for the youth in South Florida.
SunServe, which works to create a safe space for the community to explore feelings and build skills and strength through small and large group workshops.
The Rafa Center, which is a health symposium providing education and testing information regarding HIV and STIs.
Sunshine Cathedral Food Sharing, which operates with the goal of reducing food insecurity among the HIV-affected community.
TransSocial, Trans Emergency Relief Fund, which offers support services and assists transgender residents in accessing gender-affirming care.
University of Miami, helping South Florida's transgender women address mental health, violence, and sexual health risks study that addresses mental health, violence, and sexual health risks among transgender women in South Florida.
Yes Institute, Youth in Florida Resilience Initiative, which offers effective tools and strategic resources for family relationships for those struggling with LGBTQ plus identity. Now, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on about how amazing, impactful, and quintessential Our Fund is to our community.
Yes.
I want to just say, though, that they do hold a special place in my heart personally, as someone who is a part of the South Florida Pride Youth Band, who was able to receive financial aid for scholarship funds to colleges.
Wow.
And they've been providing them for years now. And I just want to say thank you specifically to all that.
That's incredible.
Oh my God, no, our fund is incredible. And what they do, you get to see it for yourselves, right?
Yeah.
And they, David Jobin, I love you. You know that I adore you. And, they really help everyone across the board when it comes to LGBTQ, right? From seniors to women to trans, which has to be at the forefront of everybody's mind right now if you are working in a nonprofit organization. So, I mean, what they do, and they do it every year, and they do it big. What people can do with $7,000, you think it's nothing, you have no idea.
Right.
Also seeing all of this together, the amount of incredible community-based grassroots work that's being done at the local level. Yeah. Thank you to all of those who work in these organizations who are working tirelessly to do all this work that otherwise, it's not like the federal government is doing this or local governments are doing this often, right? They're doing this because people are taking the step, right, to provide these services that are otherwise not provided. Yep. So thank you to our fund and to all these incredible local cultural institutions and nonprofits that are doing this incredible work. You are really saving people's lives.
Yes, and to folks that have a nonprofit and maybe, you might need some help, why don't you go apply for next year?
Write a grant.
Write a grant. I mean, listen, it's not easy. I have my best friend Michelle's constantly writing grants and she wants to kill me every time she's in the middle of one, right?
It's a lot.
But it works and it's a lot. And if your nonprofit is doing big things, our fund is doing big things and they will do big things for you. So look it up. You never know.
For sure. Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Second annual FLoatarama Awards event grants $75,000. FLoatarama held its second annual Check Awards event at Hunter's Nightclub in Wilton Manors, Florida on October 12th. This year's grants from the FLoatarama LGBTQ Youth Fund totaled $75,000 between 6 local agencies aligned with FLoatarama's mission to support LGBTQ plus youth. This was 50% more than the previous year's grant. The event distributed grant awards to LGBTQ plus organizations for their contribution to the community. The honorees included the Humanity Project, Thinking Cap Theater, Stonewall National Archives Museum and Library, National Voices for Equality, Education, and Enlightenment, South Florida Pride Youth Band, and Sunserve. FayWhat and Renee Cantu hosted the evening, which was filled with fun, with over 300 in attendance, celebrating philanthropy and the LGBTQ plus community. Attendees were touched by the inclusive and inspirational messages delivered by Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, CEO of the Our Fund Foundation, David Jobin, CEO of Sunserve, Tony Lima, President of FLoatarama, Scott Schramm, and others. In addition to the grant awards, the event also held a successful silent auction with lively bidding and enthusiasm, raising $2,550. This is not the end of the celebration for FLoatarama. Its next event, the upscale evening Sights and Lights Cruise, is around the corner and scheduled to be on Thursday, December 28th. Well, man, once again, our fund comes up, FLoatarama comes up. I mean, I don't think I've ever lived someplace where I've seen this kind of support.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's really amazing. I mean, I lived in Chicago and Boston and DC. I don't think I was aware of this kind of support.
Well, and the range of organizations that it helps, right? Where I'm like, okay, women, okay, we got that. We got youth, okay, what else? Music, okay.
Bands,
you know what I mean?
right?
Like, they literally have it all covered, and it's incredible what they do.
Right.
Scott Schramm and Rod and the whole entire crew over at FLoatarama, what they do, first of all, they throw amazing events, and then they use that money for incredible organizations like this. You know, what a Sunserve can do with $40,000. They were given a check of $40,000.
Amazing.
So many kids are useful for them. Trans women, so many social services, you know, that they'll be able to use that for. You know, it's incredible.
Tell us something important, like something fun about hosting it.
Oh my God! So I hosted. I forgot that I'm like, it was.
She's like, I forgot.
No, it's not
so much.
Oh my God! Not that I forgot. I love Scott, and he came up to me after I hosted the reverse quinceañera for Julian, and he was like, I need you for our event, and I'm like, okay, no problem. Take that, and I cleared off that day in a second because I love love FLoatarama and everything that they do, you know. So I got to host with Renee Cantu, who is funny dude. He is funny. Like he's shorter than me and he seems unassuming, right? And he's just like, okay, Faye, we'll do this, no problem. And then once he gets used to you, it's like, oh my God, this guy is a riot. So it was so much fun to just host with him and, you know, and again, these organizations, I mean, Sunsurf, Stonewall, you know, which you love, Community Project, National Voices of Equality. Okay, like I got chills when they came up to pick up their check. You know, this is incredible.
It's transformative.
It's transformative what these organizations can do with this money. And each year they go above and beyond what they did last year. So I hope to be a part of it next year, FLoatarama. I look forward to it. And again, kudos to all these wonderful organizations that do good.
Also, not to be cheesy, thanks to you, Faye, for doing, no, you're always at the center of something like this. And like, you know it's a good thing when Faye is hosting. Look, I'm not that nice to her all the time. She's my sister. I love her to death. But like it's always so on point, always, and you're always giving back to the community. And this is such a big part of it. So I want to make sure you're a big part of the story.
Thank you.
She paid me for that.
$20.
I'm a cheap thing.
In the head, he's a writer.
One book. Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
Tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up drag culture. Federal judge temporarily blocks ban on public drag in Tennessee town. A federal judge has temporarily blocked city officials in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, from enforcing an ordinance designed to ban drag performances from taking place on public property. An order issued by Chief U.S. District Judge Waverly Crenshaw, Jr. bars the city from enforcing the ordinance during the Borough Pride Festival scheduled for October 28th. The judge's order came in a lawsuit filed earlier this month by the American Civil Liberties Union of Tennessee on behalf of the Tennessee Equality Project, a nonprofit that advocates for LGBTQ plus rights and has hosted the Borough Pride Festival since 2016.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up education. Florida Board of Education votes to require private colleges to restrict bathroom genders. Private colleges and universities in Florida must now comply with a rule requiring students and faculty to use bathrooms and changing facilities aligned with their sex assigned at birth. The Florida Board of Education has voted to expand that rule, already in effect at the state's K-12, public schools, prisons, and some state colleges, to private post-secondary education institutions. The restrictions also apply to college-run student housing. Private colleges and universities are required to submit documents showing compliance with the law by April 1st of 2024. The rule does not yet apply to Florida state universities like the University of Florida, Florida State University, and the University of Central Florida, among others.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up health. Hawaii Department of Health doubles down on trans rights. In response to increasing attacks on transgender communities in the United States, the Hawaii Department of Health recently released its statement on transgender rights and public health. In alignment with the department's mission, the statement denounces discrimination against transphobia and transphobic action, which is recognized as a threat to public health. It also mentions Dr. Diana Felton, chief of the Communicable Disease and Public Health Nursing Branch, who values the role of gender diverse people in traditional Hawaiian culture. Hawaii Department of Health staff also participated in the recent Honolulu Pride Parade and Festival to support the LGBTQ+ community and promote public health.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News, let's queer up education. Despite Don't Say Gay, Palm Beach School Board votes to support LGBTQ+ History Month. The Palm Beach County School Board almost unanimously approved a proclamation declaring October LGBTQ+ History Month. Only one speaker opposed the resolution, Barry Romiser of Palm Beach Gardens. The vote followed a half-hour public comments where almost all speakers supported it. Several speakers told personal stories about their own journey as an LGBTQ+ person or loving someone who is gay or transgender. In the proclamation, the county school board also emphasized the commitment to academic success for all youth. The easy passage of a resolution stood in stark contrast to the counties to the south, where opposition was much stronger, such as Miami-Dade Miami-Dade and Broward.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up sports. Travis Dermott becomes first NHL player to use pride tape despite league ban. Arizona Coyotes defenseman Travis Dermott became the first known NHL player to defy the NHL's recent ban on using pride tape on the ice. Dermott put the rainbow-colored tape on his stick's shaft for Saturday's 2-1 win over the Anaheim Ducks. The NHL plans to determine whether or not to discipline Dermott for defying the ban. Excuse me. According to what Pride Tape's co-founder, Dr. Christopher Wells, told Front Office Sports, Dermott reached out to them and ordered some rolls as soon as the NHL issued the ban. The makers of Pride Tape showed their appreciation to Dermott on social media for using the product. Longtime NHL executive Brian Burke also expressed his support for the Coyotes' blue liner. And that is today's news for the LGBTQ+ community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ+ evening news show.
If our community is important to you, then share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of our very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ+ news broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV?
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ+ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ+ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, FayWhat! And on behalf of these LGBTQ+ reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Dr. Julio Capo Jr., Dale Stine, Cameron Glass, and Gregg Shapiro. You okay?
And his stick shaft.
and taping the shaft. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And to our LGBTQ+ world, we wish you
good night.
Good night. Buenas noches.
We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show, brought to you from Happening Out Television Network. We operate in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ+ community. We educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching us on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the story going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.